I try working my way out the best I can, to solve issues. You see, but some things, when some things are beyond your control or beyond your strength, they are. You understand? There is nothing you can do. Everybody needs support. When you need support, you need help. You need it. You understand? Every human being needs somebody, or every human being needs someone, or every human being needs support. There will be a point in time in your life or in your career that you realize that you need some helping hand. You understand me? So that's how life is. You understand? Nobody prays for for falling or any bad thing to happen, but you understand, when it comes, you find a ways and means to deal or cope with it and to fix things and make things better.
Alright, so it's your boy Pop Sterling, and today, as you can see, we are outside with one of our famous artists back in the days. Yeah, and he goes by the name Agbeko. Number nine. Can you introduce
Uh,
yourself small for my fans so that they'll get to remember you?
uh, yes, the name is Agbeko. Uh, most call me number nine, Agbeko number nine. Uh, Basically because of the hit song I made. The number nine actually is a hooks in one of my major hit songs a few years back. So it came to stay. They love it. It came to stay. So they mostly like to call me by that name. And then not only that one alone, most of my hit songs, they like to call me by them. You know what I mean? Agbeko number nine, Agbeko Ototome, Agbeko You Go Fly, Agbeko Nyama, you know what I mean? That's and
The
so on.
Canadian visa, the
I
Yama.
get London move, you go fly. Yankee move, you won't fly. London move, you go fly. Germano move. Number nine, Papa, you won't fly. I get London move, you go fly. Yankee move, you won't fly. London move, you go fly. Germano move, you won't fly. I get London move, you go fly. Yankee move.
Me, I
You know what I
don't
mean?
fly.
Number nine, Papa,
I
yeah,
don't
man.
fly. But
You for bring your passport to
uh,
make I run the visa give you
alright.
fast
So
fast. Me, I no go chop your money.
alright. So
I be real and original, connection man.
I will
Number
bring
nine,
my
Papa.
this thing. I will bring my
Quick,
passport and
quick,
thing
quick,
there.
quick. You
You will
know
give me
get yawa.
Canadian visa.
You know get yawa, big man.
So
ASAP.
yeah, can you walk us through your journey as a musician?
Mm,
How it all started? Walk
mm.
us through your journey.
Uh, I how I started my music
Yeah.
or my musical career. It all started from school. You
Okay.
know, that was from SHS. Before later, I found last two. I found the hammer, and I was welcome in a camp of last two back then. You see, so that was how I it all started. You know, what I mean, my musical career all started from last two. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
All
So
right. So, what was your highest point in your music career, and how was that moment?
the highest point in my musical career,
Yeah.
the highest point. Wow, the highest point I would say I have performed on bigger platforms. Bigger platforms. I've been on bigger platforms. I would say I was almost there. I was almost there. Platforms like MTN Ariba. I played shows for MTN and TV3 Festival actually back in the days. You know what I mean? So I was just there. I was there. I was almost there. I mean, so to speak.
So tell us, how did all this happen? How did it start? How did you end
Now,
up like this?
like how on the street.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
I can't tell.
as an artist, by all means, you forget something we, yeah, we stop hearing from you, then all of a sudden you're on the street. How did it happen?
I can't tell. You see, I can't tell because I believe no human being will see fire and then put their hand in it. Yeah, see, so I I I can't really tell, but uh, once again, I also believe in every man's life. You go through some trials or you face your dark days. So perhaps I I perhaps this is my dark days I am facing. So I I pray God take me through or take me out. You understand me? So everything is prayers, and you know what I mean.
All right,
I'm just a man of few words. You see.
all right. Back in the days, were they this social media right now that people are doing their music thing, posting it on TikTok, then YouTube, then other things? Were they such social media things?
Of course, social media was yes was there, but uh, it wasn't that effective, and to some of us, not every artist knows much about social media back then, most especially the business aspect of
Yeah,
the social media stuff, the outcome of it, you know. So it was not that effective, and I barely know much about it at the time. You see, so
wow.
yeah, not like today, when most of the sites pays and all that. You understand me? So you know what I mean. That's it. Things change.
All right.
Things
So,
change. The world is going.
how were you making your money in the
Mm.
music back in the days? How were you making the money?
I play shows. I play shows. When I play shows, I get my cut. That was how I make my money from the music. You know what I mean? And sometimes endorsement. I think I got like some few or like one endorsement back then, but mostly it was the shows. You understand? And the shows too wasn't that consistent. You
Wow.
know, like like it is today. It just wasn't consistent like it used to be.
So apart from the shows, you playing the shows, you weren't getting money from any other thing. So you
At
just sing
all.
the song. If there's no
I
show,
see.
no money.
No money. You know what I mean? At the time, it was just pure sacrifice. You see. So I think I have paid my dues, and then I am part of the few people who sacrificed for the industry, or for the game, or for the well-being of our music or our rap. When it comes to our music or our rap, I am one of the few people who sacrifice for. You know what I mean? So when you want to mention the first two or three, I can boldly say I am the second person um, who made our music and our rap stood up. You understand me? So the truth is just one. Nothing hidden under the sun. You know what I mean? So that's it.
So when the money was coming from the shows, how were you managing your money? Did you have someone
Managing my
managing everything for you? Your money,
uh
financial aspect?
not really. Not really. Not really, in the sense that like I said earlier on, the shows wasn't that there wasn't that coming much. Once in a while, you get shows, And then secondly, whatever money I make or I made from the music at the time, I I was living alone. I was living all by myself at the time. So I part go back into the music. Part of the money goes back into the music. Uh, Number one, I pay for studio sections. Some of the sections I pay for them. I work on promo CDs, promo copies. Sometimes I pay tokens for DJs just to show love. This is how some goes back into the music. And then I pay bills. You know, when I was living all by myself, I pay bills, I feed and stuff. So this is how I manage the money that I get from the music. You understand me? It's just like
So what was the role of your management in your music career?
the role of my management in
Yeah.
my music, the role of my management, I don't know which
Okay.
particular management you are talking about, but
Like
that
let's say
at the, yes, at the time, after I moved away, I moved a bit away from Hammer or last two.
okay.
I was doing self management. I was managing my own self. You understand, musically entirely. You understand me? So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It was the time I actually was expecting an endorsement or a contract, a contract deal or a record label to work with. That was after I moved or I shifted a bit from last week. Understand me? So all this contributed to, excuse me to say, my 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 calming down or my inability to push more. You understand? So that was it.
What made you take that such risky decision to manage yourself?
No, I don't see it as a risk because I that time I had a means to push
Sure, okay.
within my means, or I had a means to push whatever I was doing, recording myself, you know, working on my promo series, pushing the songs out there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I was having one or two people who were very close or very closer to me, and they also played a role. You understand me? It was about support. It was about collective effort and collective minds. You understand? People come on a friendly note to support Agbeko's music. You understand me? So it was all about collective minds and collective support. You understand? Yeah.
So would you say this downfall has affected your mental well-being or your emotional?
Mentally,
Yeah.
I I would say I would say I'm just going through depression, so to speak. Yes, I something I don't like talking about or something, but I'm very emotional person. You see, so I believe the end shall surely justify the means, and this is not the limit. And the sky is never the limit too. You know what I mean? So
At first, when this all this was happening, the downfall thing, how did you take it? How was it like?
oh,
How did you?
I was I started dealing and coping with it because I don't have any choice. It's life. You know, some things hit you by surprise. So I have to cope with it. I don't have, you understand, and by coping with it, I try working my way out the best I can. you know what I mean, to solve issues. You see, but some things, when some things are beyond your control or beyond your strength, they are. You understand? There is nothing you can do. Everybody needs support. When you need support, you need help. You need it. You understand? Every human being needs somebody, or every human being needs someone, or every human being needs support. There will be a point in time in your life or in your career that you realize that you need some helping hand. You understand me? So that's how life is. You understand? Nobody prays for for falling or any bad thing to happen, but you understand, when it comes, you find a ways and means to deal or cope with it and to fix things and make things better. You understand? So that's it.
So from your point of view, from your side of the story, what do you think caused this downfall? From you, your side,
I started experiencing spiritual attack.
spiritual attack.
Yes, yeah, which I don't like talking about much, but that was that was how it all started, and I started experiencing rise and fall along the line. But God is in control. You see. God is the ultimate. God is the lifter of men. So
Were you into some drug, some kind of drug taking?
I I I I I will say I have before. I have done drugs before, and it's over. You know what I mean? It's love. It's overdue. I got over it. You understand?
So, is there anything that you regretted doing?
Regrets.
Yeah.
I I think the only thing I say I have regretted doing is okay. That's at the time I was into drugs. So I want to use this medium, this platform to urge the general public or the youth out there. You know what I mean? Drugs abuse. Drug abuse is very bad. You hear it, but hey, it is real. Drug abuse is very bad. So just say no to drugs. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I would say I've regretted. So I say I urge the youth out there to say no to drugs. Don't go into drug abuse.
Stay
Not
into
not
drugs.
good. No. It's very harmful to your health and to your to your human being, your life, your health entirely. You know what I mean? So say no to drugs, people.
Ah, in one of your interviews, you made mention of you are not done with music. Yeah. So
Exactly.
right now, if you get a second chance in the music industry or in your music career,
Mm.
what would you do right?
What would I do right? What would I do right? I have so many things, a lot of things to rearrange or to rework on. What I will reposition it is I would say uh, bad friends, bad company. You know, friends who will not contribute a quota to your well-being or your career. You understand me? Like some friendship be unnecessary. Believe you me, like you know, you know what I mean. Just just that and some few other stuffs. You see, and wow, one most thing I would like to do right to is pushing my song, pushing my song to the max, pushing my song to the top. Pushing my song to the top without watching back. understand me? Taking my musical career very seriously.
Okay.
Um, yes, staying focused, concentrate, etc., etc. So remember this song, wo to me, mi to me, wo to me, mi to me, nyen to me, o to me. Ndokuchwa jikomi alagbeko mo to man agada ma, o to me. It's your boy AGBEKO, number 9, Bagba.
You didn't tell us one thing.
Pow.
Most of your song,
Hmm.
you put in big artists on it.
Hmm.
So right now, how do they like look for you or something? Like I saw one of your songs, I was surprised.
Coincidentally, I meet some of them, you know, nobody looks for me. So, but I meet some of them coincidentally, and then they show me love. Big up to Brother Pow. Pow can say, shout out to Brother Pow. Big up to Sack, you know what I mean? Uh, Big up to every artist in Nigeria. Charlie, one love still, you know what I mean? Bless. See, bless. Yo, extraordinaire Giovanni. Big up to you, Giovanni. Big up to Hammer of the last two props. Salute, you know what I mean? Charlie. Big up to them. Kagadama, Asagwamanu, the Vagba. You know what I mean? Charlie. Big up to all my fans. Big up to Big up to all who love Agbeko and Agbeko's music. You understand? Yeah, the end shall surely justify the means, Charlie.
So right now, if
Yes,
people
no.
want to help you, how would they get to
Uh,
help you?
yes, if you have any support, you probably Pop Sterling can contact this medium. Secondly, my social media handles are still active. Facebook account and my Instagram Agbeko B Night or Agbeko Official, one word. That's my IG. Uh, and then Agbeko Official or Agbeko B Night on Twitter. You know, my social media handles are active. So
Yeah. And
just
if you
follow
want
up.
to reach him out through us, you can DM us on Instagram at MBA and at for Popstar. Very important. Yeah, we are always active. So anything
Big
for
up
fun.
yourself, Sugar. You know what I mean? Hey, the baddest man behind the shit, dog. Charlie. It is so. I dey love the smiles, Charlie.
All right.
Bad, bad, bad.
Peace and love. Don't play. Don't play.